Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to The Creative Mind. I am your host, Byron Craig, and today you are in for a international treat. This man that is on the podcast today, he is not only my friend, but he is my brother. He is from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. He is the CEO, founder, chief brand officer, chief strategy officer, everything for his company, V Media. I mean, this man makes amazing content, and we'll get into his entire journey and all of that later in the show. But for right now, I want to introduce my friend and my brother, Vini Lafayett.
Thank you so much, brother. It's a pleasure to be here.
Oh, I'm grateful that you did it, man. I tell everybody that, but I really am grateful and thankful because you are one of the most wisest people I know when it comes to media and just everything when it comes to that. Dude, I would just love to just dive right in and just figure out, who is Vini?
If I could answer this question, I would say that Vini is, it's not defined by media, but it is defined by everything around this avatar, this person that is just called Vini. You know, Vini is a dad of 3 kids. He's a husband. He's a servant leader that serves a church. Vini is also an entrepreneur that it's always thinking how to get things done and what's the easiest way, and if someone is willing to pay for that, you know? So that's very important, by the way.
Of course.
And I think that would define me, and I would say more. That would define me as today. I'm not sure if that will define me or how I would define myself in 1 year from now, if that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely makes sense. I like the fact that you like have a definition of what you are. I mean, you're an amazing dad, amazing husband. Shout out to Alba and the kids. But you, like you said, you're an entrepreneur. You do a lot of different things. So you're from Brazil. Tell me, just like, where did the journey of creativity start for you?
So I never consider myself as creative.
Really?
Yes, never. So I would say that I was a kid growing up in Brazil. I was very introspective. Even though we play soccer, and kids in Brazil, they are very, very wide open. Like, you start playing soccer in the streets, you meet someone, and then you bring them to your house. Your mom is cooking for them, is asking about their mom, their family, and 1 week later, they are inviting friends, whatever. We become great friends with that. But I would say, like, growing up in Brazil, I would very shy. I would say very shy, not confident at all. I wasn't confident on myself and who I was. And I think the creativity came, or is still coming, as I put my work and as I put my hands on the camera and I go and do something. You know, I know plenty of people that they were born with that creativity in from the womb. Like, their ultrasound, it looks better than mine. The photo on the ultrasound. Yeah, I believe that kids, there are some people there, they were born for that, and some people that develop that creativity or whatever you want to name it. But I believe that I am someone that is developing, you know, and as I put the output, and I put a lot of videos, and I put my efforts, and I put my work every single day, I'm becoming more creative and more efficient, I would say.
Yeah. Where did you get that? Since you don't believe that you were born creative, I think everybody has a little bit of creativity somewhere inside of them. They just got to harness it. But where did you first, like, was it in church, or was it just kind of just hanging out with someone around? Like, How did you first get that creativity, like that spark?
Yeah, if you we can go many ways on this answer. We can go for the reality that Brazil has until today. You need to be creative with e- everything. You need to be creative. Moms need to be creative for dinner. Sometimes they don't have the food that they want.
Sure.
So they need to improvise. Fa- Fathers, they need to be creative in the way that they are making money, and bring consistently the money and the food at home. So we can go there, but I would say that I grew up in church. My parents, they are pastors in Brazil, and growing up in church, my father decided that he would drag us, if we like it or not. He would drag us to church, and in church we need to do something. We would need to do something. So when we were, I think 10, my father said, "Okay, I have the worship leaders here. You choose one instrument. My brother choose another one, and go and learn the instrument." I chose drums, and my brother chose guitar. So my father at least knew that if we improve with the time, he would have like at least like my mom could sing, he would preach, and me and my brother we would play.
Yeah.
So
Little band.
that's what I would say, that my creativity, I think the beginning, and being a kid, like I also believe like for the good of Brazil, like you have the chance to be a kid. Like I dove in many many sports when I was a kid. So like I had even a schedule. I love schedules. Like I don't know if you can see it here
Clearly you have a
behind me.
calendar
Like
behind
I
you.
I love calendars. I love schedule. And I remember as 12 years old, like I had my full, because in Brazil we only study in the morning part, if you choose, or in the afternoon. You don't have the whole day. So I chose to study in the morning so I could have my afternoon and evening free, so I can go to church in the evening, but also do the sports as well. So I
Yeah.
would say through the sports, maybe.
Hmm. Okay. Is that how school is? Like, is it all grades through high school or whatever? Just morning, or do you have to go all day?
Yeah. So growing up in Brazil, and like coming again to the creativity that your parents, they need to work hard and find solutions for you. I could not be in the city district school
Hmm.
district, because I just because of my eye color, they would beat me up, like
Really?
really. It's Yeah, growing up in Rio, so like a lot of times you have friends from the favelas, even though you don't live in the favelas, you will live around favelas. That's Rio. That's Rio and period. So my parents, they work really hard for me and my brother to have education, and we work in a private school system.
Hmm.
So yeah, so you can pay for, and if you choose, you will study in the morning or in the afternoon, or if you pay double, you can study morning and afternoon.
Hmm.
But for us, we only had money to study in the morning.
Hmm. Gotcha. And just because you have your eyes are green, right? Just because you have green eyes, they would beat you up because you're not the same.
Well, that I would say that this was just an excuse. It's just, uh unfortunately, kids in Brazil, they, like I said, if they study in the morning, if they don't have a family with a good X structure,
Hmm.
they will be thrown in the streets, right? Go play. Parents, they are working. They will be doing whatever. So if you live near the favelas, you start becoming and absorbing some things from adults. You start becoming what you see, what you live with, who you most live with. So kid, that's a really hard point, I would say for growing up in Rio, and was even a mission from my parents, because we had churches in the favelas as well, and around the favelas, and we we the creativity that my parents they present was like, okay, in summer we will do a camp in church. So you don't know what to do with your kid, you bring your kid to church, you live here, we'll give them food, we'll go to the zoo with them, we will do some camp plays. How do you guys say camp plays? It's not only soccer and volleyball, but you would have like games,
Oh
like
yeah, like camp activities.
camp activities, like blue against green,
Yeah.
red against yellow, and I think that that was as well something that my parents they grew up to teach me. Hey, we need to be creative. Like, we cannot accept the condition that the world is giving us. We need to
Hmm.
change it for the amount of we can change. Like, we don't need to change the whole world, we just need to take some actions, you know.
Yeah. I really do, and I'm really enjoying the fact that and it's making me even rethink life. The way that you talk about you pay your parents and even the parents in Brazil. For those who don't know, Brazil is still a third world country, even though it's massive with a lot of exports and stuff.
And it's beautiful, but it's still the third world.
Yeah, which is insane. Like, but the simple fact that you're saying that parents have to be creative in Rio and even here in America, about like food and what to do with your kids, like that's a part of creativity that I never thought of.
Yeah, no, and maybe you never thought, because it's on you, for the
Mm-hmm.
challenge that you saw your parents going through, you know. But if we think, because I can see that in my father, that he had his mistakes, but he was a great father, and my mom was he is amazing father, and my mom is an amazing mother. I thank God I still have them in my life. Uh, but yeah, I saw them thriving and hustling for church, for themselves, for me and my brother, and I didn't see anything but creativity in everything that they do. You know.
Yeah, it's amazing because I think you have a unique perspective because people like me who grew up in America, we have like a one-sided perspective on life. We're like, oh, it's a little bit of privilege. Like, oh, you know, I was raised in a middle class household with, my parents got divorced, but they were separated, but two middle class households versus you when you were growing up, it's, I mean, I don't know. I mean, obviously your dad's a pastor. So, I
Yeah,
mean, you'll
but
have to,
my parents. You said that your parents got divorced. My parents, they got divorced too.
really?
Yes. So, when I was 3 years old, my father, he sat me on the couch, and he wasn't Christian yet. He said, "Hey, now you and Victor, there's my brother.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are the men of the house. You guys need to take care of mom, whatever." 3 years later, I stayed 3 years without seeing my father in my whole life. When I was 6, he was driving the car, and through the radio, he recognized some woman. She was a pastor, and that pastor was saying, hey, your life is destroyed, your marriage is destroyed, you don't see your kids, and let me tell you something, the devil wants your life. And
Wow.
he was driving, and he was like, oh my gosh. And then she says the address of the church. Come and visit me in the church so and so in Sao Paulo. And she drove by, she stopped in the church. From that church, he came straight to my mom and said, hey, I want a life back with you. I want our life back. I want our kids. He didn't even came back to his city to grab clothes, anything. He
Yeah.
said, okay. Of course, my mom, she knew her value, and she said, let's see if you want that. And she took like 6 months, giving him a cold shoulder, and then after 6 months she said, okay.
Well,
So they tried to divorce for 3 years,
yeah.
but every time that they had a court appointment, something would happen. The lawyer, from my mom's lawyer, would break his leg, or in the, yeah, in the way, right? Not break his leg, but like my father, another day. So through the 3 years, they couldn't get divorced in a
Yeah.
paper, you know. So that's when I remember starting having a relationship with my father. So when my father came back, just to be like really quick, we were sleeping in my grandpa's house, in the floor, in the living room, for
Mm.
6 months. Because again, my father didn't came back to Santos, to his job, to anything, to get his clothes, to anything, you know. And because he knew it was a trap. If you come back, there are some times like Joseph, is Joseph, right? That
Yeah.
he runs away, he leaves his clothes behind,
Yep.
like, I'm not doing that, you know.
Yeah.
And my father did the same. We slept 6 months in the floor, in the cold floor, because was a cold floor. I remember that. And he was bald, and he started selling hair products. So every time, and he was, and hear me, like my father has a chemistry degree, chemistry degree, right? And now he doesn't have a job in his area, so he says, whoever says yes to me, I'm going to serve and work with. So a friend of our family said, hey, I have a salon. You can sell dyeing colors for hair, and he was joking, because he said, whenever he went to a client and the client asked him, hey, but you are bald, he would always say, yeah, because that's not our brand. I use the other guy's brand, so yeah, man. And then I saw my father, like, he ran a house 6 months later. Then he bought a brand new car 8 months later, so I saw, coming from nothing, from the creativity that my father said, okay, like, I can't stop trying. I think creativity would be defined for this phrase, I can't stop trying. Creativity is not when you get things right, is when you get things wrong and you don't give up. I would say, if you are creative, you cannot give up. Mm, that cannot be in your vocabulary, So, and I saw that in my father, for his work, for daily, because being a salesman, knocking doors back in 1997, was really hard, was really hard. So yeah, so all that to say that I saw a lot of good things in what my parents they did for me and for my brother as well.
Your dad seems like a hustler, like in the best way.
Yeah. I take in the best way. Like, I consider myself as a hustler as well. But I want to be a wise hustler. So here's the thing. My father learned from someone, from his father, right?
Right.
So my grandpa, my father's father, he used to unload ships in Brazil, in Santos, in the port, in his bag, like sugar cane bags, like
Yeah.
50 kilos bag. So he knew that if he worked 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, he would provide for his whole family and all the 6 kids that he had, and they would have a good life. Okay.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
he was a hustler, right? My father, it's a upper grade of my grandpa. He is a hustler. He still thinks that the most amount of job that he puts in will get the most amount of outcome, and that's what he taught me. And I want to learn that you don't need always to have like good or great or big amount of work to get a great outcome. So you can also think smart and work less and make more and have more results. You know, that's what I want to learn. That's what I want to achieve. That's my goal for a hustler.
Those are cheat codes, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, because working less while getting paid more, those are straight cheat codes.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think now 2025 we have opportunities, we have internet, we have YouTube. I don't see why someone is afraid, because literally like and I speak to myself. Everything that I talk to you, you know, I speak to myself as well, like, Vinicius, I don't know why you're afraid. If you don't know how to fix your car, just YouTube. You know, you will fix your car.
That is true.
Or you will know the problem, or you will eliminate what your thoughts are telling you that is a disaster. Because every single time that something happened, we always go for the worst, right?
That is true.
Like
That's very true.
January 3rd, I woke up and my garage was with water, flooded with water. I said, oh my gosh, no, we just moved. And now I will have like to spend $5,000 or $3,000, whatever. I took a photo. I went to Home Depot and I asked someone really old, hey, what's going on with my garage? He gave me $30 tools and he said, go and fix it.
Dang. Just like that?
And I came, I YouTube the video, and I fixed it. And here's the thing, when you put yourself out in a road to try something new, the outcome and the feel that you feel is just amazing. And I felt, I brought Jacob, my son, with me to see step by step. And I felt to myself, and he saw me as a Superman, because I was solving a problem that was the big problem at the moment for us.
Yeah.
But we solve, you know, we have the solution. And I think back in the day, my grandpa, he didn't have the eyes for, okay, I have a problem and how can I solve that, you know? I'm not saying that everyone back in the day, they didn't have the eyes or they didn't have the wisdom. I'm just saying that my grandpa's reality was that. And I want to provide my kids with a different reality, you know, like,
For sure.
me and my wife, me and Alba, we want to provide the kids with the best wisdom that they can have, because I don't want them to look at me and feel that I'm still unloading ships with my back.
Yeah.
And we can translate that like working hours, 120 hours a week, because I need to provide for that. Is it still a ship, you know? And it's still your back. Oh, but I'm editing in the AC, right? Right. But is it still a ship? You're still slave of the process, you know?
Dang. A slave of the process. That part, that's really good. I do agree with you. The other day about satisfaction of doing things. 2 days ago, I had my washing machine for years had literally like the water would never turn off. So like it would go through the cycle, but it would just keep being on. And years ago, I had looked up the part. I just never did it. And I finally got fed up. I asked Chat GPT just to verify. And then I bought the part, and then I bought the wrong part, but then I got the right part and I fixed it and now it works. And I'm like, this is self-satisfaction. It feels good.
Yeah. Yeah. Fix a problem is satisfying, you know? But here's the thing, our flesh, our body, they don't want us to fix anything. And that can be in your car, that can be in your marriage, that can be your situation with your kids, that can be your business. Like the I don't know what happened with the human body. I think I know. I think I would say that it's something attached to saving energy,
Okay.
because look, because if we are putting effort to fix a problem, we will burn some calories, right?
Of
We will
course.
burn some neurons. We will burn something in our body. uh, from the Homo sapiens. Is that how you guys? Yeah. Homo sapiens, right? Uh, our body was made to survive, to save the energy. So to
Mm.
what? Whenever a tiger comes to attack you, you would have the energy to fight against. So I think our bodies, they see situations in our job, in our business, in our inner life, in our marriage, in our family, in our house, in our cars, and our body says, hey, you need to fix that, but you should save energy. But whenever you solve that problem, it fills you up.
Mm.
And if we bring more for creativity, uh a lot of creatives, they struggle with the reality that they are not putting enough output, and their body are saying like, hey, you need to put more content out, you need to create more, you need to shoot more, you need to have more meetings, you need to knock more in the doors. But your body is saying, but just save some energy, you know?
Yeah.
But the great thing is, whenever you go out, the door's open for you. Whenever you get your camera and click, 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 you are 1,000 click less from your goal. So
Mm.
just
Yep.
imagining your goal, right? I want to be a great photographer. I want to charge $10,000 a photo. Okay. How many clicks do you want to have until you get there? Let's just say 100,000, a million clicks. That's fine. If every day you go and take 10 photos, you are 10 photos closer from your goal. You are 10 videos closer to your goal, And that's what I think, what I believe for me. Like, sometimes I do want to put out there great content that has value, but
Mm-hmm.
also I want to kill my flesh in the way that, okay, in the days that I don't want to do anything, those are the days that I'm going to put some work in. It's like gym.
Yeah. How do you what do you tell yourself? Cause I know what I tell myself. I just force myself to do it. Even if I don't want to do it, I force but I don't have this inner monologue with myself and like, hey, self, Byron, let's get up. Let's do this podcast. Let's take some photos. I'm like, I don't want to do it.
Yeah. I think the difference is because I like to talk first. Now I like to talk a lot.
He was an introvert and now he's an extrovert.
I I I don't know if I am extrovert. I just feel that I have a lot of content on me. Okay,
Okay.
and because everything that I lived, and I'm passionate for people, and I just hope that people, they don't do the same mistakes and they learn from me, not because I'm the best, but because I messed up a lot, and I don't want people to for falling for the same errors that I did.
Yeah.
And that is a great quote, like, learn don't learn from your own mistakes, learn from others' mistakes. You're saving yourself time, so I would say that I like to talk to myself, and uh, because I like a friend,
Mm. Okay.
because I would love to have someone that talk to me and say, Hey, what you doing? Bro, I'm not doing anything. I'm in my bed. I'm lazy. Okay, I'm coming by. For what, my brother? Let's go shoot something. And not shoot. Tow, tow, tow. In Rio, coming from Rio, you need to be very clear. No, but get your camera. Let's
True.
record something, whatever. Let's create something. And I don't have it. And here's the thing. That's not on you. That's not on the friends that I have that they are creative. That's only on me because I shouldn't rely on someone to do the work that I need to do. I should only rely on myself.
That's true. I think, but I also, I too kind of disagree. Collaboration is like, I mean, I know it's not the same, but like sometimes collaborative efforts together with someone else, they just pop off and like give like new sparks of like creativity, and it's amazing.
I believe I agree with that, and you grow more from that.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to me, like there is so much that you can do by yourself, okay? And whenever you have a buddy, now you can do more things, right? In any area of your life, like there is so much that you can organize your garage. There is so much that you can go to the gym and work out. However, when I have a buddy to spot me, I grow more because I push more. But what I'm saying, and I was saying in the beginning was, have you worked out with someone? And I know that I give you that example with a band, but I will give you a workout with someone that is 10 times worse than you. It's not a great workout. Do you understand what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
because
Like,
now,
why?
instead of you pumping some iron, putting some strength, now you need to drag someone with you. So to build a relationship where you need a spotter, you should put your work. You know, like
Yeah.
like let's just say that if I want someone to come over and say, "Hey, Vini, let's create something, let's do something, let's collab something, whatever." Yes, I will love that, but I will take a look in your work. What work you doing? Because if not, I will be collabing with you, and you will not be collabing with me because you cannot bench anything. Do you understand what I mean?
You're just telling them, basically, you're telling them they suck, but yes, it makes sense.
But here's the thing. How can I get great if I just surround myself with people that bench less than me? And here's the thing. That's not a problem. It's not a problem to bench less than me. And I would say that I'm pretty good at bench. You know, I have strength. I don't have muscles. I have strength. I'm pretty good. Okay, period. That is not a problem that you cannot bench. If you want to learn, put the work.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm willing to walk. Okay. That's the cut. I'm willing to walk with someone that don't know if they are willing to put the work in any area.
Yeah.
Like and I see that because I think that was the thought that my wife had when she met me. Like, because I didn't know anything about how to be a dad, a parent, you know, but I was very clear with her. I'm willing to put the work.
Of course. And look where you're at now. Amazing, Dad.
Thank you. And I'm trying. I am like, I have my flaws. I have my inexperience. I have my communication issues because I came from Brazil, and whenever I try to lecture my kids, they say, "Back in Brazil," or and it's really hard. Like I went to get my kids at school today, and my little one said, "Oh, look that guy with ski mask. He's trying to be tough." I said, "Baby, you can be tough, and you don't need a ski mask." And she said, "No, but nowadays tough means so and so. How do you spell tough? She asked me, and I said Tuff. And she was like, how do you know? Because tough is not Tuff, but nowadays it's Tuff. So
She's like, oh my God, you're so cool.
kind of. But
I
yeah,
love it.
like, even though I have all this difference, the jokes that we had in Brazil, we don't have here.
Yeah,
But I'm willing to put the work. I'm willing to, like, being a parent, right? Meet my kids where they are, not expecting them to only come from me. And as a creative, we need to meet people where they are, but we also need to be willing to go there and put the work.
of course.
So if you want to great things in your business, if you want to have better photos, go out there, put your work. And I believe that God will move the universe for you to collab with people. Like, it's crazy. I start posting consistently in March,
Hmm.
and it's not being. That's why I told you, like, brother, I don't know. I don't know if I'm good enough yet to it's the self-sabotage on me, to
Yeah,
be in your
no, that's just
podcast.
you telling yourself some craziness. Because no,
But but it's crazy because I start marching talk to myself and say, hey, you need to do it, you need to put some work, you need to get your camera, you need to record yourself. And mind you, it's not been 30 days yet. 3 people that I did not know that started following me because I was putting the work. They reached me out, they are creatives, and they said, can we please do something?
mm.
In the beginning, February would be me reaching people out, and mostly they would say, yeah, let's do it, or they wouldn't even answer.
Yep.
Now people are starting reaching me out and say, hey, can we do something? Let's collab something. Hey, I love your work. Because they see something that it's not perfect. Definitely my content is not perfect, but I'll help them and inspire them in some way that, bro, this dude, he's posting, he's creating content, he's thinking. And right now I'm in a phase that I'm not even concerned about the quality, but I'm concerned
Ooh.
about the strength that I'm putting in.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's really interesting that people are reaching. Also, just side note, your new stuff that you've been posting, super dope, top tier,
Right.
A1, like loving it. But I think that's really interesting that people are now reaching out to you like, hey, let's collab. It's kind of like that, what you were just kind of explaining about, like looking up. It's like they may be really, really great at what they do, but they're like, hey, I see value in what you do, but it's all because you put in the work. You put in your 10,000 hours.
Yeah.
You put in your 100,000 clicks on a shutter.
Yeah.
You've put in the work to be able to get to that point where people are now saying, all right, hey, I like what you're doing here. Like, let's collab.
Yeah. And like, it's like, I think this applies to any area of our lives. It's really hard to run with someone that never runs.
Yep.
It's really hard to play volleyball with someone that don't play. For people that play, for people that really do, like you do, I always give that example to you. Like, it's really hard to play in a band with someone when the drummer is just my 10 years old nephew, like, or he plays like my 10 years old nephew. It's really
Yeah.
hard, like,
Exactly.
and but people, but I'm pretty sure that if you see someone that that is not great, that they play like 10 years old, and they put in the work, they record themselves, they post something. It's crazy because it's on us humans. Something inside of you will say, bro, that's great. Oh, I see that you're trying that. And something inside of you will say, hey, let's play some time together.
Mm-hmm.
Because you see that guy or the girl putting in work, you know?
Yep.
So I would say to anyone listening to the podcast, just put the work, you know?
That's it. That's all you gotta do is just literally put in work. That's like how my story is. I started doing video and making documentaries about UFC fighters, and just randomly one day turned the button from the video button to just the little M manual and had no idea what I was doing because I had been a graphic designer for years. Yeah, I started doing video. So I did full like 30, 40-minute length documentaries about this UFC fighter named Johnny Hendricks. And they're on YouTube still. Like one of them has like 80 some thousand views, but anyway, that doesn't matter. But, yeah, that's how I started. But then photography, a guy named King Mo Lawal, who is a MMA fighter for Strikeforce, he saw something I posted on Twitter and was like, hey man, your it's okay. It's lacking something. And he told me to reach out to this guy, this black photographer in LA who does a lot of combat sports and celebrities and stuff. His name is Eric Williams. He's like, hey, reach out to Eric and I'll give you his number and stuff. So I did. And literally that was 14 in September. It'll be 14 years ago that I actually did that. And like, I mean, you've seen photos I've taken and stuff. Eric completely changed everything because he's so much better than I am. And there's people who are better than him that he aspires to look to. And I'm like, and I just keep looking up the totem going, okay, cool. I'm going to put in work. Not as much nowadays, but when I was heavy in it, I would put in the work to be able to get there and be like, I want to shoot like Eric Williams or even just a little bit better. So I'd have competitions internally, be like, okay, Eric shot this. I'm going to shoot something like it, but put my spin on it and make it better. It never was, but.
No, but in going back to what you said, why do I talk to myself? I think that, yes, I want to be better than someone. Like, I want to be Michael Bay's level, you know?
Yeah.
But right now, I need to be better than myself. And some little things, I can do it, you know? And I when I'm talking to myself, I'm just focusing in the little things that I can do it right now. Okay, so what you can do right now with what you have. Like
Yep.
a client, I had one client the last 2 years, and she's a coach. She sells like $30,000 coach programs, and I love to work with video that you get to record, be in the places that first you don't need to pay for. You get you get to get the information for them. And one thing that she was nailing, right? And people like saying every single time was what you can do with what we'll have right now. 3 things. What you can do. You have a problem? That's fine. She always said, because her son came with a problem, right? And she taught me like, okay, you have a problem. Great. Everyone has a problem. So what you can do with what you have in right now. So start creating a list of things that you can do with what you have right now. Oh, so I can, and you see that you may not resolve a problem, but you will create a domino effect that you will start the first step. Then you can have another one, then another one, another one, another one, another one. Like a snowball effect.
Yep.
You know?
Exactly. I like that. You've worked with some major clients, and what was that process from an entrepreneurial standpoint? Because I know there's people out here who have their own photography and media company businesses, but they're just not at the level where they want to be and they want to expand or grow. Can you talk to the point about, is it for how you secure those clients? Is it relationships, utilizing relational equity, or is it skills and talent? Like what was that whole entire process like?
So I would say that you need to have the talent somewhere. You cannot be a nobody in the industry, whatever, you know. I am pretty sure you don't need to be the best, but you need to have your talent. But relationship, and I would say that all the clients that I had so far, they came through serving, and
Mm.
that's something that I decided that nobody would be better than me. I'm gonna serve. I'm gonna serve my client. I'm gonna serve my friends. I'm gonna serve my pastor. I'm gonna serve my church. I'm gonna serve my client. And when I say my client is like, if I have a client that I need to work 8 hours, I'll be 8 hours working for them. If I need to stay 12 hours, I will stay. If I feel that I need, I will stay longer. If I feel that I was hired for editing a video that will take 4 hours, but bro, I should record a little line that will make all the difference.
Mm-hmm.
And that would take me like half day more of work, I will do it. So here's the thing. In the game of being better and doing some crazy movements, some crazy videos, or having the best camera, it's an unfair fight. Why? Because if I buy a camera today, spend $50,000, the guy in a corner, he can spend the $50,000 as well. You know,
Mm-hmm.
he might have the power to buy $100,000 camera. Shoot, now I'm fighting with. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, of course.
But a serving heart is hard. You cannot buy it. Takes a lot of time to develop and
Mm.
a lot of character as well. So yes, I came to work. So why I came to work with some big brands and important people, uh and how did I feel? I grew up in a church where everyone was famous, and was so just so you have an idea, Kaká grew up with us. So Kaká was
Really?
from a church, yeah, and he grew up with us. All the how do I say, soap up.
Yeah. Soap opera stars.
Soap opera, yes. And all the soap from Brazil, they used to go in that church because that was the hype church in the moment, in the
Mm.
earliest 2000 in Brazil. Right, right. So I had my hustler father that taught me that that was only status, and status comes and goes. So don't be taken by that. So you will serve the guy that is sitting back in the last seat the same way that you serve the someone that is serving the first seat. And my father, I think because we came from a very, very humble family,
Mm-hmm.
my father taught me, hey, like, this is how you treat a server. You call for the
Yeah.
name, you ask him, you talk to him in this tone of voice, you ask, how was your week? Like, we used to live in a building, and we would have, like, it's common in Brazil, have like doormen,
Yeah.
right? People that open the door for
Yeah.
you.
Mm-hmm.
We would say, how are you doing? What's your name? Call by the name. And I think I grew up serving those peoples, and my parents, they made sure that I was a good server. And I think, like, nothing can qualify me better or define me better as a server. Like, bro, yes, I can do some things on video, some things I cannot. But here's the thing: if my client that I serve well, he wants the best and he wants work for me, it's okay. I know how to charge my client and bring the best.
Sure. Of
You know,
course.
that's why I think I don't need to be the best, and I don't have this idea of being the best and knowing everything about my camera. Hey, I want to know how my client can be served today. Either big, small, if someone is starting. So something that me and my wife we decided last week was, okay, we will give our tithe as a business to other business. What does that mean? Is that we will have 2-3 days in the month that we will give service for free for business.
Really? That's amazing.
Yeah. Because I believe in my financial life, right?
Of course.
Okay, in the tithing and in the power. Yesterday my old daughter, she got her first check from her first job, and yeah, and immediately I came, I sat her in a table, and I explained the tithing for her, and I prayed for her. I put my hands over the check, and I said, let's pray, let's bless that. And then she understood. I thought that her first thought would say, I don't want to give, but why? That's my money,
Yeah.
I work hard. I do all the cookies, all kind of stuff that a kid could say. And she was like, no, I know what it is, because she's been following us, and if we believe in the financial, I also believe in services. If I want more if I want more jobs, I need to serve more.
Yep.
And everything in my life comes from the giving. First you give, then you receive. Just give. So even if we are busy, and I will put the, I don't know if I can say is a stake mark in the business. Like, I will put a standard. We will serve 3 days some business. It can be in the beginning 3 business. Can be at some point, hey, we grew, now we're big, whatever. But I want to help a small business that they don't have the ability, they don't have the financial. Like, I want to come, have the team, record content, maybe for 3 months. Hey, that's here for you guys. God bless you, and we just want to bless you guys.
And we're talking to like marketing materials, like videos for social media, or you just talk, what are you talking about?
Yeah. So I would say that this is something that is still fresh in my mind, but I would say that something we would first treat like a client, start with the strategy, ask a lot of questions, then create a content plan for them, then do some videos and do some photos, and just create something that we can give to them and say, hey, if you follow that, you will see results. Something that people are, and people can even think, wait. So something that people are paying for, you are giving away for free? So why should I pay? Because you're not stingy? And because
Of course.
because I'm giving to those that cannot.
Exactly.
So, and hear me out, you that don't want to pay me because I'm giving for free, you're not my client. I'm sorry. Bye. You can go. I will not work with stingy clients. You should have come to me and partner. Hey, Vini, so I know a friend, I know a family that they are starting a business. So my friends, they are starting a Kindle business in their garage, whatever. So like, I was driving in my neighborhood, and I found a guy that has a bike shop in his garage.
Really?
And
That's cool.
It's really cool. What I will do, hey, I'll get my camera, my gear, I'll knock his door. Hey, tell me, when do you want to record a cool video or cool content for you, so I can just bless you. That's it.
Yeah. I think that's something that a lot of places, even like a lot of business owners, but also just a lot of people lack. They lack the ability to give back. They give back because obviously it's taxable, but you're not doing it for the benefit of that. You're doing it for like kingdom benefit. You're wanting to be a blessing for blessing's sake.
Yeah. And because I believe that. So here's the thing: if everything that I need to back up all my words with actions, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm telling you that I'm good at serving, nobody will be better than me. How can I back up that? Only if I give. Only if I serve.
Exactly.
Listen, I've learned. So when I came to United States, I worked for a year as a server to survive, right? And I've learned. I thought that I was a good server when I started serving, and I started serving good tables. But I find out that a good server served the bad table in the same way that he would serve the good table.
Yep.
Because you, server, because you've been working so hard, you know who will tip you and who will not tip you. You know, and there was a guy one day that I was working. He arrived, like, the restaurant used to close 10. He arrived 9:55.
Ooh, the worst.
And was a Brazilian steakhouse. and I knew that clients like that, they usually don't tip. Because I'll explain why. Why? Because first, they want the, okay, most of the time, and that's not generalized, but most of the time, they have no sense. Because if they
Sure.
arrive in 5 minutes before you close, they are not eating 5 minutes. Okay, most of the time. Then
Also, they also just don't respect your time as an establishment.
Right. I will go to that, because the server wanna go. He will not give a good service. The bartender wanna go. He will not care about anything. The manager wanna go. Everyone in the restaurant wants to go. It's 5 minutes to close. Whatever. That's most of the reasons why they don't tip well, right? And there was this guy with his family, whatever. And I was like, yeah. I was doing my side work before the shift end, and I was cleaning everything. And yeah, sir, yeah. And do you need it? Okay. And I brought the check and said, just drop the check, I know that he's not giving anything. He called me. Brother, for those that work in a restaurant, whenever a client calls you, is for you to call the manager so he can complain the manager about you.
Yep.
And I said, oh my God, I can't believe that, whatever. And he got, because he had already paid, and I said, he's not leaving anything. He got the checkbook and said, here. And then he called me closer and he said, hey, I'm leaving $50. And it was a lot of money. I'm leaving $50, but I could left more. Next time, just come in, check on me better, serve me better.
Wow.
Then he left. And because my expectation was that he wouldn't do anything. Because here's the thing. If someone is giving you $50, you would do X, Y, and Z. But because they are not doing, you're not doing X, Y, Z. They are not giving you, you are not doing. So you're not being a server. A great server, all that to get the hook for a great server does when he don't expect anything.
Yeah.
So I learned from that day. And after that table, because that guy was gracious with me as well, because he could go to my manager because I didn't do my job right. His right. But he also decided, hey, let me just tell you something, okay? Here. It could be better. But I'm not being stingy, but you need to change as well. And after that day, I just changed everything, I decided to serve.
That's an important lesson for somebody to learn. You never know, one, who you're serving, but two, to just always treat everybody with respect at all points of time, regardless on if that person can even, especially if the person that you're serving can't do anything to benefit you.
Yeah,
That
because
part.
I think we think that, oh, he can do something for me or whatever. It's not even about that. It's about you.
Yeah.
That the poor service that I gave to that guy wasn't speaking about the time that he arrived. Do you understand what I mean? Now
Mm.
it was speaking about me, like the
Yep.
bad server that I was, because I was only serving who was giving me something, and I should have serving everyone. Jesus was like that, you know.
He sure was.
Yeah, Jesus Jesus wasn't interested on people or what he could take from people. He was just serving and serving and serving, you know.
Exactly. That's the servant's heart is something that's super rare. That like when you find somebody who has it like you have it, and other people that we know have it. When you find somebody who has a servant's heart, who literally is willing to just give and give, no matter what it costs, like that just it's amazing because, and it's also infectious because that will, like you saying, oh, I want to do this with 3 businesses every month. Literally, just for me, I was like, oh, well, when Big Break is open and we have like the nonprofit arm, there's other things that I can do besides giving money.
Yeah. You can give your time, talent, and treasures. Yeah. That's the truth. That's truth. You can.
It is very true.
You can give your time. Just give your time. You don't have your money, okay? Give your time. I don't believe that God will condemn you because you are giving your time. Just give your time.
Yeah, for sure. So, as we begin to wrap this thing up, I ask everybody, well, I've been asking everybody the same general question. What is your dream? If God himself comes down and sits on the arm of that couch that you're sitting, chair that you're sitting in, and goes, "Hey, Vinicius, you tell me your dream and I will make it come true right here, right now, with the snap of my fingers. I'll make it so." What does that dream look like for you, for V Media, for your wife, for your family? What is the overall dream?
Being selfish, right? Excluding like, well, please save all the kids in Africa and give them, or it's about me, or it's about
It's about you. It's about
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Like, if God said, "Hey, I want to make your dream come true," like I've never told people at least on here, I've never said mine, but for somebody, theirs was, they like Drew, Drew, hers was, she just wants to be happy. She wants to be a really good mom. She wants to pay off people's debt. That was hers. Like, what would be yours? It could be selfish. It doesn't have to be selfish. It can be like, if you want to save all the kids in Africa, let's save them.
I would say have strength, wisdom, and health until I die. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Strength, wisdom, and health.
Because with those 3 things, I can help people. I can help people. I can serve my family. I can keep. Okay, yeah, we'll just add something more. Keep my heart in His presence, and that's it. Because here's the thing: if I have strength, health, and what else is that?
You said strength, health, and wisdom.
Yeah, strength, health, and wisdom. I can get everything. I can go to Africa and help kids. I can stay in my marriage. I can serve my wife better. I can serve my kids better. I can even serve my dog better if I have strength. And I am in a really good place where I think I'm getting old in the best way possible.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to make sure that when the time comes, I'm not in a bed for 10 years, 5 years, and everyone is taking care of me. My kids are taking care of me. Now my kids cannot live their lives because they need to give up everything. I don't want to. I want to be health. I want to have sanity in my mind, and I want to have the strength to leave. And whenever He takes me, He just See.
It's like, bye.
60
See
years
y'all.
from now, I can live, like, if possible, 60 years from now. When I have 100, I'm still doing my Cooper, maybe going to my gym with 2 pounds workout, you know. I got it. It's okay. It's okay. But that's what I want. I want to be health, have wisdom and strength.
Very admirable, the goals, because also, I'll just point out, none of those like they directly help you, but they also inversely help others too. It's a very unselfish thing you do. Because again, you're a servant who loves to give.
Everything else is just temporary. Everything else. And everything else you can get. Here's the thing. Besides that, everything else you can get with money, with your own strength. If I have God, I want something that only comes from Him. Health only comes from Him. Wisdom, because dementia can come and there is no cure for dementia. And strength in His body. Sometimes the body, they don't last anymore. So that, and keeping my heart in His presence, that only can come from Him.
You just pulled out a Solomon kind of thing. Hey, I have everything, Lord. Give me wisdom, please. Man still had 700 wives and 200 concubines. How? I don't know.
I'm happy with my one.
Happy with one. I'm happy with my one. Kids, I'll take it, but 700 would be insane. Two is too many. I don't know how people cheat. Whole other thing. Okay. I feel like we really didn't even, we talked about a lot of stuff, but like I had so many other questions and I don't want to what'd you say? I mean, we are missing things. We can always do a part 2 because I don't want to take up too much of your time, but man, this was really inspiring for me. It was inspiring to learn about the backstory, but also to give different perspective because of seeing it from a parent's point of view and just seeing creativity outside of just being related to the thing that you do, whether it's videography or media director or photography or whatever. It's really interesting to see that perspective and go, there's more to creativity than just the thing I do. It's parenting and giving and being a servant and actually caring about people. And I think for me, one important thing, I always say it, the most important thing is people. People are the most important thing because they're the most valuable resource. Because if you can't steward people well, what can you steward well?
I agree.
I agree too. Yeah. So we can always do a part 2 and we can dive into more creativity. But for right now, we can wrap this thing up. Where can the people find all of your content or support you or hire you or whatever?
Well, I would say at Vini Lafayette on Instagram, VINI Lafayette, Lafayett. And we have all my content there. And it's just my personal account. I'm still figuring out where to post and where to find. You will find out that we do weddings, we do business, whatever. But at Vini Lafayette, you will find everything.
Yeah. What is in V Media is at v.media?
Yes.
See? You have to absolutely plug the media half of it. I mean, you can't just do the personal. You got to have people say, got to go see the business, got to get them numbers up. Yeah. No TikTok, all Instagram, no TikTok.
My little one started managing my TikTok account. We are in negotiations with family. Yeah, because if I don't know how to spell tough, what I know. But nowadays it's everything different. So I'm letting my little one be the manager.
Hey,
we'll see in TikTok.
I like it. I don't. Yeah, I need a social media manager. I found somebody. She's really sweet. She's in my Connect group, but again, it's the whole control aspect where I'm like, I don't want to let go and let someone else do it because I see something in my head and oh well. I need a producer too, but
yeah, just let it go. Let it go because you cannot do everything.
That's true.
You need to bench what you need to bench and let people bench what they need to bench. That's it.
Ooh, that's a word. Bench what you need to bench and let other people take it. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Done and done. Done and done. Cause my mind's already filled with too much stuff anyway. If I can like take one half, take one half off, I'm good with that.
Thank you, brother. Thank you so much for
Thank you,
me.
Bro. I appreciate you so much. I love you. Thank you for doing this. Yeah. All right, everybody. See y'all next week. Peace. Bye.